Do you want to start the pre-show?
Yeah, why not? Shall we just start it now?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just go.
Oh,
Has it gone live?
I think we're live. Yeah.
That's it?
That's what that means.
Yeah. Remember, this is the casual pre-show, Martin. This isn't the, polished professional Satellites Live that we produce every week.
Polished is the right word.
This is the live show.
I'll relax.
Yeah, welcome. I do feel quite tense. I'm gonna lean back too.
Can I say my hoodie has just come into shop there, and that's reminded me.
Oh gosh.
I was thinking about like the next generation of Satellites hoodies, and I was thinking, what about next time we go glow in the dark ink? What do you think?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
wow.
All right,
All right, well, you come up with a better idea. What can we do? How do we iterate?
It should be a Satellites logo, but like a patterned. So it's just like repeats of the logo. And you can
Oh.
get
like a Christmas jumper. Like,
Yeah.
because if
Oh
you just
my
repeat
God.
that, it'll
No.
look like a Christmas jumper.
No, I don't.
yes.
No.
That's next year. We should do Christmas jumpers.
What about those sequins? You know, when like you brush it one way, it like reveals something else, and then like
Yes.
brush it. You know, I don't know.
Ah.
Could be like
You brush it and it says sell.
Yes, I know some people will be so up for that.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Guys, we are live, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Are we?
We have now just
check that.
launched into this. This genuinely is too relaxed. We have now launched into a Satellites merch.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Which
Brainstorm.
we have quite a lot of time. To be
If
fair.
anybody's got any ideas about Satellites merch, we
Yeah,
could
what
do.
would you like? I got in touch the other day.
Get in touch.
I got in touch with a promotional company to see if I could get some more Satellites merch, and I just went for a joke just to see what I could get, and then they started ringing me and like they keep emailing me going, "Oh, are you going to buy any products?" I'm like, "What? We can't really afford 1,000 coffee mugs or whatever it was."
Knowing you, Charles, I imagine you're now not answering your phone at all, and you've stopped looking at your emails because you're terrified of these people.
Yeah, I've missed out on lots of competitions. I think I've probably won loads of competitions, but haven't answered my phone for it. Oh well, that's life. Well, welcome to the pre-show. If this is your first time to the pre-show, welcome. I want to give out a shout out as well. I was meant to do this last week, but shout out to anyone who watches this not live,
Yes.
Well, the pre-show.
Pre-show.
or just all of Satellites not live. If you watch it back, you know we give a lot of love to the people watching it live, but we also understand that people don't always watch it live and like to watch it on a different time, a different day. So we give you some love too. There you go.
If you're watching the pre-show live, you've probably got some pretty bad insomnia, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And if so, maybe we should do a little lullaby or something at the end.
No.
Oh no.
Nope.
Okay.
Sounds
Alright.
like another puppet idea.
Yep.
We should do the puppets in the pre-show.
No, we really shouldn't do the puppet.
No,
We should never
puppets
do
are
the
dead.
puppets.
Puppets are
If
dead.
you want us to bring back the puppets, then put it in the comments.
Martin, Satellites puppets, right? We'll make puppets of you,
Oh,
Ollie.
I'm there.
yeah.
That's the merch we needed.
That's the merch. Can you
That's what
imagine?
ties it all together. You can buy puppets of us.
Yeah, Satellites puppets. Anyway, I've got a million jokes that I want to make, but I'm not going to. So, welcome to the pre-show. Simply put, what we do: have an extra Kahoot quiz,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and then we've got Satellites news as well. Our new favorite news section.
Love that.
Yeah.
And I just realised my phone's on charge over there, so I need to go and get it because we're about to play Kahoot. And this week's speciality subject comes from Ollie,
Thank you.
which is exciting. But let me remind you that last week Martin won. So Martin is
yes.
1-0 up. But I wasn't allowed to play last week. So let's face it, he's actually got a competition this week. And
That hurt.
Oh wow.
That hurt.
and yeah, so let me go and get my phone.
I need to. You're
so I
gonna
can
hear
play along.
Kahoot music yet again.
That's all right.
I
Right, it's the pre-show. We're very relaxed.
look at my charge as well. I changed it to a duck. Look at that.
Oh, look at now. It's a duck vomiting electricity.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just wait. The music's still going. There we go. Right. This week's specialist subject is music. How exciting! Just
Awesome.
like generally, it's very broad. I mean, this has it's a lot to do with sort of like records and stuff. So maybe not specific knowledge that you may know. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'll see. It's sort of a bit of a bit of a guess, bit of a So we'll find out.
All right. I'm just entering the pin. There we go.
Oh yes, 916905.
I can't put my name.
For anyone who can't.
Why not? Is it rude?
No, it's
Yeah,
too
you
long.
don't have a rude name. Bread is comedy. Yes. That's somebody's name.
Okay, I'll go for that.
I've got scared as well because you guys like have notes, so
All
I've
right.
got notes as well.
I see Cornish pasties in there.
I think it's
Oh yeah,
pasty.
I know.
yeah.
Oh, I see.
He knows.
Okay.
Me is there. Don't know who me is, but it's me.
This is me.
I tell you what, we've got a good turnout for the pre-show, haven't we?
We had a great turnout.
I'm
No,
always
yeah.
surprised that people even bother to tune into this bit. I mean, I know
Yeah.
we've only done it once so far, but I'm glad that I didn't put them on.
I think people were hoping that the Charles gets delivered some fast food by his dad segment was going to be a regular feature.
Yes.
I mean, they're not the only ones. I've already had my tea this week, I'm afraid, guys.
What
Maybe
did you have? What did you have?
I ate at lunchtime and I had some noodles stuff.
Okay,
And
we
then
don't need to go into great detail. Just a
Yeah,
one-word
then
answer will be fine.
tea, I had a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
For tea.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was disappointing. Shall we start?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Well, gosh, I've never hosted this before. This is exciting. So the first question is which of Adele's songs is her most successful song? Is it red, Hello, blue, Rolling in the Deep, yellow, Someone Like You, or green, Skyfall?
I should have listened to what this the
It's the
answers.
most successful song. Okay, so like, you know,
I think I've got it wrong now.
sales, all that sort of stuff. It was Hello, and it spent 10 weeks at #1. Interesting fact for you there. What did you guys are not happy with that? Let's see if wow, Becky the Begs always seem to be in the top positions on the first question. It's impressive. I don't see either of you guys there.
Yeah.
I see Boris is on there playing along from home.
Yes.
The thing is, Ollie, I don't need to be top. I just need to
To beat
beat
Martin.
Martin.
That is
That's
very
it.
true. Well, let's see if you can beat him on the next question. So the next question, how many words does Eminem rap in his 31-second record-breaking verse? So it's a
That's all I'm
verse.
I was trying to count then.
It's a verse that's 31 seconds long. Is it A,
Oh,
137, B, 224, C, 382, or 176 words?
Oh no.
You didn't have very long, but 11 people got the correct answer, which was 224 words in 31 seconds.
You look happy, Charles.
Can I just say that I'm in 15 points and I'm 100 points behind Pink Fluffy Uni 10, which we've never had. We've never had that name before.
That is exciting.
It's
Let's
nice
see.
to be at the bottom and see.
I'm still on 0 points, guys.
Well, you know, it could all change. But Mimi Begsy is now in the lead, and pre-Sideshow Bob is in third. I love that name. That's a brilliant name.
Well done.
Wow. Okay, next question.
I see Tiger was there.
He was. Sorry, no, you distracted me. Justin Bieber broke whose record of being the youngest artist to achieve 7 #1 albums? Was it red, Elvis Presley, blue, Michael Jackson, yellow, Pink Floyd, or green, Elton John? Oh! It was Elvis Presley. Sorry to everyone who voted for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yes,
Yeah, no, Elvis is good. Well done.
yeah, broke his record. Let's see. Eminem is now on our leaderboard in 5th.
What are you, Martin?
You don't look
It's on
happy.
0 points.
That's not looking good, I'll be honest.
This is looking good for me, though.
Oh.
Okay, well, 4 questions remain. The next question. The record for the most played song in 24 hours on Spotify is held by which artist? Ariana Grande, Mariah Carey,
You know what that would be.
Drake, or Ed Sheeran?
I made a terrible
Oh.
error there. I know that, and it's not what I put.
Who do you think it is?
Yeah,
I bet it's Mariah.
Oh,
I think it's Drake.
well, it was
Ah!
Ariana Grande. Did you get that?
No.
Oh. It used to be Mariah Carey with All I Want for Christmas, but
No, I did. I suddenly decided that it was Ariana Grande way too late.
yeah, it was 7 rings, which isn't even like.
Oh, it's not even
not
great.
I think I might actually be in last
popular.
place.
Yeah, I think you might.
I think you might be as well, Martin.
Is anyone lower than 24th at the moment?
I think we had 25 people, so
Oh, okay.
there you
So,
go.
so you've just made someone else's day worse.
Yes. Okay, next question. Oh no, leaderboard. Me is now in first place, followed by Tiger. So that's very exciting.
Easy, Tiger.
It's no. Wow, me is ahead by a lot. By like almost 1,000. Anyway, next question. Seth Everman has the most liked comment on a YouTube video ever with how many likes? 3.3 million likes, 890,000 likes, 1.6 million likes, or 1.8 million likes. And
What was his comment?
the comment was on Billie Eilish's Bad Guy, and it was, I'm the bald guy. And how many likes did that comment get? Yeah.
Come on.
I'm not sure it really deserved many.
It's the most liked comment on YouTube.
Come on.
It's 3.3 million likes on a YouTube comment. Martin, you don't look happy.
Did you go for green as well, Martin?
I went for green.
Yeah, same. Oh no, I'm now in 18th place, behind Stripes.
That's-
Hi, Stripes.
Wow.
Any chance you've got a double pointer coming up?
I don't think I do.
Oh.
Sorry to give you no hope. Well, the leaderboard is relatively the same. Boris Johnson is in third now, so that's
Wow.
exciting.
Because he's having to self-isolate.
Right, question 6. What's the most viewed music video on YouTube? Is it Red, Baby Shark, Blue, Despacito,
Come on.
Yellow, Shape of You, or Green, See You Again?
Come on.
What are you
Come
thinking,
on.
Charles?
I went for blue, but I think it might be red.
Come on.
It was in fact red, yes.
Oh, I'm right.
Yeah, Baby
Alright.
Shark has 7.2 billion views. That's quite a
Oh,
lot.
I'm now in 23rd. I've slipped massively, and I'm behind Cornish Pasty. So
Wait, Martin.
I'm in 19th.
that's where I was.
It's all coming down to this.
Right, well, yes, final question, and I don't believe it's double
Oh
points.
man, I'm too competitive.
Oh no, leaderboard, sorry. Mini Begsy is now in first place. That is very exciting. And Child Called Immy is in fourth. If that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, just checking. Right, final question. Can Martin take it? What was the most expensive musical instrument sold at auction? Was it a violin? Was it a flute? Was it an electric guitar? Or was it a grand piano? Ooh.
I'd love a grand piano.
I'd love a grand piano. And like a special one would be cool. Like, you know, like Elton. Well, it was a violin. It was a violin that sold for £16 million. That, are you guys... Neither of you...
So scared.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'd like to point out that there was a viola that was up for £45 million, but it wasn't sold, so, you know.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Right, let's have a look at the podium this week. In third place was Mini Begsy. Well done, Mini Begsy. In second place was Boris Johnson.
Oh, it's good to see him doing something.
And in first place was me.
Ah,
Well done, me. Not me.
You can't win.
No, not me.
right.
well
But
done.
me.
Well done.
That's very exciting.
Martin-
But most importantly, yes, Charles.
Yeah. How many points did you get, Martin?
I'll show you. I got the grand total of a awful 892 points.
Wow.
How did you do?
Yeah. I got out 1,000.
Oh! Oh!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
That
Okay.
is a very hollow victory, Joel.
Oh, that is so good. I mean, I
I have
don't
no
care.
pride in that at all.
I came 17th, but I'll take it if I got over you. That's fine. Great. Well, now it is 1-1. Ollie still to really join the party.
I
Um,
was
but next week-
hosting.
Yeah, I know. And next week, obviously, it's Martin's speciality subject. So
It's all right.
Sure.
I've recently developed a great love for Post Malone, so let's see how that works.
Yes,
Yeah, he wishes.
I got that.
Great. Well, let's move to our next segment then. Satellites news.
And we're back.
Hello and welcome to Satellites news. I just thought it'd be fun to do that. But Martin, do you want to kick us off this week?
Oh yeah, remember I said I had a really weak one, so I'd only use mine if the rest.
Oh,
of you
yeah,
would
I
run it.
remember
But
that now.
I'll do mine if you like.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you want me to do mine? Mine
be
was
shy.
just they've done a bit of analysis of the sort of targets that have been set by various governments over the last few years around climate and green issues, and they've sort of found out that everybody's done okay, but not done what they said they would do. So we were supposed to cut CO2 emissions by 20%, but it was actually reduced by 16.5%. We were supposed to have 10% of our electricity from renewables, but it's actually more like 6.9%. There's a whole list of these things. I won't go into all of them, but essentially we're sort of trying to hit targets, but we're not quite making it. And again, I don't want to. There's actually lots of different governments represented by that. It's not just the current government. It's the various governments stretching back to the last time Labour were in power. So it's not a pop at anybody. But it's really interesting to me that we sort of prioritise the environment, but not quite enough. So we never quite hit it. So we know what the target should be, but we never quite hit it. And I would imagine that lots of our lovely people watching this think that's really important and not good enough.
Well, they just announced that they're trying to cut car and petrol cars. That wasn't right. But 2030, isn't it? And make them all electric by, like, new cars all electric by 2030. Which is still quite a while away. But
although my 9-year-old came out of school today, and the first thing he said was that when I learn to drive, I'm going to have to buy an electric car.
Okay. Wow. I thought you were going to say that he came out with an electric car and was like, I'm driving myself home. See you later.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's disappointing. And I imagine it's something that people care about, but I also think it's something that God massively cares about as well. And it's something that should be really important to us as Christians, taking care of the planet that we've been given. And so in big ways and small, we need to do our bit. And we'll maybe talk about that more another time. But anyway, I thought that was kind of disappointing news, really, that we're just not meeting our targets. Yeah. What have you got, Charles?
I've also got disappointing news. Let me get myself ready. I've written it again. It's a script.
Oh, gosh. No. Oh, gosh. Bed in, everyone.
Charles, where am I meant to do the thing?
You'll know.
Oh, okay.
You'll know. Okay. It was the vote that rocked the world. A vote which doesn't rely on the popular vote, but a confusing system of points. A vote which was thrown into turmoil after claims of voter fraud. It left the world wondering whether the fat, bird-brained squawker with the bizarre plumage would be victorious for a second time. I am, of course, talking about the annual New Zealand Bird of the Year competition, which this year was a bit of a scandal. The winner was the kakapo, which we'll see now, Ollie. Imagine an owl-parrot hybrid.
Wow.
How it won is a mystery, as it can't even fly, which some would say is one of the most important attributes of a bird. But who are they to judge? Perhaps what attracted so many people to vote for the kakapo is their ability to defend themselves by pretending to be a shrub. Unfortunately, this line of defense doesn't work as effectively as it used to, with the introduction to new predators like stoats, rats, and cats, who can easily identify the differences between a shrub and a bird.
What am I listening to?
It probably explains why there are only 213 left in the world. But the scandal is not that a flightless bird won the competition, a competition which was delayed so it wouldn't clash with the parliamentary election. You know, because of the risk that people would forget to vote for the leader of their country due to the excitement of a bird competition. No. The scandal was that volunteers found 1,500 votes cast on one night were all from the same IP address. All those votes were towards the little spotted kiwi, which, would you believe it, is another flightless bird. Incidentally, if you do have a little spotted kiwi, do make an appointment with your doctor as soon as possible. Mad little story there.
Wow.
Outrageous.
Wow. Could you imagine anybody happening on our YouTube channel right now and going, what the heck what is this? Is it three people commentating on flightless birds?
Yeah. I mean, look at it. Is that your winner?
It's a very pretty bird.
Is it a pretty bird, would we say?
Well, that nose is actually disturbing me. I can't lie.
It's a disturbing nose.
Yeah, I've only just seen the nose.
Yeah.
And it's actually...
It's the fact that it pretends to be a shrub. I don't know how tall it is, but... I mean, yeah. it's a weird defense mechanism. But I guess it.
You've zoomed in on the nose.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
I suppose it goes actually. It fits really nicely with yours, Martin. You know, this is an endangered species. They've managed to repopulate it a little bit, to 213. But you know, it's still endangered. And the whole point of the competition is to raise awareness for the sort of endangered birds in New Zealand. So it's a good cause. Actually.
very good story. Well, I like the way you disguised that as well as what looked like. It looked for a minute like you were going to be doing something else. They were a bit naughty.
Naughty.
And no, it wasn't that. Ollie, do you want to round us off? Have you got a news story for us?
My news story is quite old. It's sorry. Well, you know.
We gave you so much beef last week because you chose an old news story. You've got to
Here we go again.
I
didn't have its own little segment, which is like news from old.
Well,
We need can you have like a Pathé news kind of newsreel footage thing from the 30s?
I'm just Well, you guys didn't seem that mad when I went, rogue last week. So anyway, well, can
you get that bird off the screen, please? Absolutely freaking me out. I'm going to only see that in my dreams tonight.
I can't. Okay, well, anyway, quickly moving on. In last week's Kahoot, I revealed that my hand was on the news. In like 2008 or whenever it was. So I have brought along the news clip from 2008 so we can see my hand.
Nice.
You will see that it's in square. It's that old. But like as in like the picture.
Is it a tiny hand now?
No, but I also found my face on it. So I'll pause it at appropriate moments. Don't worry. But anyway, so this is the news clip. And let me get.
Wait,
look, that is me right there.
That is you.
That is me with very scruffy hair.
Right at the
this
front.
person here. Oh wait,
Which
you
one?
can't see my mouth. Sorry.
Right at the front, the one in the like here.
The middle.
The middle one.
Yeah. Anyway, so here we go. As we move on. Okay, that's
look at
me.
you.
Can you not tell that?
Grief.
Look, can you see my hand? Look at my hand. Look at my. Wait for it. There's my hand.
Oh,
you see
yes.
my hand? Anyway, yeah. So let's look. That is my hand.
What about the fact that your school had like the Diablo things?
Oh yeah. Oh,
was
was like
that part of the school? Were people bringing those in? It was a fad a few years ago, I have to admit.
That was like a big thing, like during that time. But I think bigger was my hand. So I was just
Tell
really
you
proud
what,
of that.
if those kids weren't smiling, that would be like a scene from a horror movie.
Yeah, it
Like,
would be.
what are they even doing?
It's just we're all just So anyway, that is the news clip.
Sorry, Ollie, why was the fact last week that your hand was in the news rather than I've been in the news, like my face has been in the news?
To be fair, I remember the clip more about my hand than I forgot that my face was
more
actually in
concerned
it.
about your hand than your face?
Well, I think it's exciting that my hand got on it. I mean, it's a big feature, like just as a big hand. Look, you ready?
I am obsessed with this clip, and seems to happen towards the end here is that they actually pick up the cameraman as a great swarming force, a bit like that bit at the end of Wreck-It Ralph 2. They become so strong as a sort of congealed mass of children that they lift the cameraman off the ground and throw him.
I also love, Ollie, that you're really impressed with your hand. I'm impressed with the kid who got a tennis racket.
Yes,
Yeah.
Just moving that in the background as well.
Why are these kids being? What's it about, Ollie? Why are they?
Well, it was actually about male teachers. Like the
Oh,
news
obviously.
segment.
A picture paints 1,000 words, doesn't it?
But that clip at the end is like, you can't hear it. I think everyone at home can hear it. But the guy's like, one thing is for certain, like something about a camera and children and screaming.
So it was a sort of and finally piece, was it?
Yeah, that's like the end. That rounded it up.
Very good.
And we're sad to report that we lost our cameraman due to a swarm of children.
Brilliant.
Yeah, poor guy.
Well, guys, I don't know about you guys. I have, again, loved the pre-show. It's been a triumph.
Thoroughly
Thank
enjoyed
goodness. Thank goodness for lockdown.
Whew.
Gosh.
So shall we have a
Or
break?
something. Yeah,
Yes.
we will.
Let's have a 5-minute break. We'll be back at 7 with a very, very, very special
yeah.
guest.
Very
So
very
good.
excited.
So good. See you then.
We'll see you then.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening and welcome to Satellites Live once again. Good evening and welcome on this very lovely Wednesday evening to Satellites Live Does Alpha with me, Martin, and as always, Charles. How are you, Charles?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What is going on in the background there?
It's a little nod to a show that you might have not seen. It depends. I feel like it's a very in-joke. If you've seen it, you know it, and if you don't, you don't.
Go on, tell me, because otherwise I'd hate private jokes. Tell me what it is.
Yeah, it's from a show called Parks and Recreation. They're like office room thing.
Big with the young people, is it?
I don't know, to be honest. I probably should have done Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's probably more down with the kids.
It's all right.
I've done that. I regret that immediately. But yep.
Well, welcome to Satellites Live, everybody, and we're very, very welcome, Charles, as well. Welcome, Charles. Sorry, do you want me to welcome you personally?
No, it's all right. Sorry, I thought you were welcoming me.
Welcome, Charles, to Satellites Live. Welcome, everybody else. It's lovely to have you with us. We are barely containing our excitement because we have a very special guest, and I couldn't be more excited. And also, I feel strangely nostalgic about tonight's special guest. It is an international special guest. And would you believe we're going to reveal her now? It is, of course, live from Jerusalem. It's Katie Madnat.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. I'm really excited.
Unbelievably, your internet is better in Jerusalem.
It's so good. It's actually scary.
Where are you actually at the moment? You look like you're at some. What is that above your head? Sort of wooden beam thing.
This is the top of a bunk bed. I'm not actually in my regular room. I live in kind of like a guest house with multiple rooms, but they're doing roof work on my room at the moment, so I've been moved to a different room.
Oh, interesting. So, so how lovely to see you. How have you been? Give us a quick kind of recap of the last few months since we saw you last.
I've been great. I've missed you guys so much. I've been keeping up quietly over like all of the different channels and stuff. Loved all of your special guests. I can't believe we didn't think of that sooner. But yeah, I've been great. Missing you guys, missing Reigate, but kind of enjoying a little bit of warmer weather and catching up with loads of people and family and stuff. So it's been good.
Is it sort of lockdown? Is there a lockdown over there of some sort? What's it like?
So they actually had their second lockdown, and I arrived like the week after they opened back up. So praise God, I kind of managed to skip that bit, but it's still, the restrictions are still pretty tight.
Well, it's amazing to have you with us. So excited. Please do say hello to Katie in the comments, and not you, Charles. In the comments or on WhatsApp or anywhere else you want to that we might see it. And please do get involved tonight in lots of ways. We'd love to hear from you. But first, as is our custom, we'd like to invite you, Katie, to do the notices, please.
Wonderful. So as ever, we're on Kahoot. If you weren't around for the pre-show Kahoot drama, then you've got this one to look forward to. So make sure you've got that on your phone or on a different window. We're also on WhatsApp. You guys know the drill. If you'd like to join one of our groups, I've actually been removed from our groups. I'm just going to out Martin right now. I've been removed from our WhatsApp groups, but I hear it's still a lot of fun on there. So if you're like years 7 to 13, then you can email Martin, or your parents can email Martin, and you can get on those groups. We're also on Instagram. I love the little like trailers that Ollie's been putting together, like after all of the special guests each week. Really good edits. So make sure you're on there and then you're not missing anything. Soul Survivor is still doing a podcast. We had to check to make sure just before we started, but they are still doing a podcast on the weekends. It's still fantastic. It's just so much kind of wisdom. Really quick, really easy to listen to. Highly recommend that. You guys know it's on Spotify, it's on their Instagram, it's on their website. Oh, I'm speeding through these. On Sundays, we have our church services, which is lovely. Get to see lots of familiar faces. And again, it's another day throughout the week to just check in, recalibrate, remember Jesus, remember kind of what we're all about. And I would highly recommend tuning in. And finally, Martin, as you guys know, has released a new book. I'm so happy to report that it is actually worth reading. I have started it. I didn't tell you this, Martin, but I've read chapter 1, and based on chapter 1, I can tell you worth the money that you can spend on it. And it's available like everywhere, right?
I don't think it's available in Waterstones, although I think it'd be great to lobby them once they reopen.
I think it is. I checked. It is available. You can order it.
Oh,
through
there you go.
Waterstones. Yeah, and Amazon. Is this controversial to say? Maybe don't buy it on Amazon.
Well, we're not even giving out the proper web address for Amazon. We're giving out the web address for amayon.co.uk.
But it's available on the Youthscape website, and that's really easy to get delivered to you or whatever, and it's obviously within the UK. So grab it from there. Yeah, those are our notices. I feel like that was the fastest that I've ever read notices.
That was excellent.
That was really good. We love
Very,
speed
very good.
notices.
We do. I don't want to build this up too much, but I'm going to. So I'm in a bit of a competition with myself now with these quizzes. And so I feel like this might just be the absolute piece de resistance. Is that right? I think this might be my magnus opus, my magnificent octopus. This is, I think, the greatest Kahoot we've ever done.
Wow.
Wow.
So, well, you can be the judge of it, can't you? So,
We will be.
if you'd like to open Kahoot, Pastor Oliver Brown will give you the wrong thing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to have that. You want to
Ollie
do
will
it
say
again?
that
Alright.
that wasn't on purpose, but it absolutely was.
No, it was not on purpose.
Oh,
I promise.
let's see your hand again, Ollie. Oh.
How many times is that going to pop up through the rest of
Yeah, I
the?
don't know. I've taken it down now, but
That'll be next week's special guest gift. Right? It's his hand. Just wave.
Oh gosh, I want to join in with the Kahoot actually this week. You know, why
I'm
not?
quite tempted.
I-
I'm
I-
going to stay off it.
And if
Though,
you
'cause I
want.
enjoy making the comments.
I'm gonna do it.
And I got well distracted.
Well, why don't you be Richard Osman this week then, and I'll play.
Okay, great.
No? Yeah.
Well, I can't because I haven't got access to the key.
Okay. Well, I'll do both then. It's fine.
Okay, great.
I found it very tricky to both host the quiz and Hand of Ollie is here. Thank you. Both host
Like
the
Hand of
quiz
God, isn't it?
and... Oh yes. Yeah.
Hang on, there's a Charles 1, Charles 4, Charles 5. What's going on?
We might have started a coup.
Yeah.
Oh, I like crazy monkey.
I need
Welcome,
that.
Charles 7. What? Hang on. Hang on a second.
My year 7 and 8 group have decided that they are joining as Charles. So I have a strong chance of winning.
What's that one? Chalek.
Well, that's my sort of like, I don't know, my Azerbaijan name. Shalek.
C1 Man Show. Is that advertising something of yours, Charles?
I have no control of this. I'm not playing. My phone is off.
Gisela is there. I think that's just another variant on Charles. We've got Charles as well. There's about 9 Charleses.
I feel really bad because Katie's here. Oh, good. Someone has put "We love Katie."
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I think it's great. I
There's
mean,
2 We Love Katie's actually.
Oh, good.
So, there
There's
you go.
nothing for me this week. I've just noticed that. That's the,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not taking it personally or anything like that. Clearly, there've been too many book adverts. I'm very sorry. It's not like
Please don't.
it's not like I dedicated the entire book to you
Yes.
guys or anything.
No. Well, I think.
Right. Well, no one's going to turn up as me. That's fine.
Oh, was that a hint?
No, well, clearly. Birdwatchers United. You see, you had time. Charles's! Somebody else has just logged on. Come on. Come on. Come on now.
I love this.
We've got a moment.
How
I'm
many
leaving a moment.
devices? How many devices do your parents have, Charles?
amazing.
Really one, I think.
Come on, somebody. There's another. Is that a new We Love Katie that's just popped in there as well?
Yeah, no, one of them left.
All right. Well, they probably went over to become Charles, didn't they?
Yeah.
probably.
The mob mentality.
Go,
Yay!
Martin, there you go.
Now, is that Go Martin Whoop or is that Go Martin
Leave.
Leave?
Right then. Well, I know
For a
I'm.
comment though.
Now let me before we start the quiz. Let me just explain this week's conceit. So here's the idea this week. So it's about leaders again, but last time we did kind of interesting facts about the leaders. This time, it's anagrams of the leaders' names.
Ooh.
And so there's 4 options that are all almost anagrams of the leaders' names, but 3 of them are not quite right. And then one of them actually is an anagram of the leader's name. Does that make sense? Oh, Charles Thames
Yes,
just
that
popped
makes-
up. Right, let's start the quiz.
Yeah. It's getting out of control.
Let's start before this gets any worse. Right, here we go. It's a leader anagram quiz. Whew. Question number 1. We are starting, of course, with Katie Madnat. So which of these is an anagram of Katie Madnat?
Oh.
Animated Karen, Aiden, make tea,
Wait.
aka Detain Martin, or that's like attention, isn't it? Adam, IKEA.
I don't think I was listening. Could you like explain?
That's
I
like
don't-
an email. That's like
They're
an email
all-
header.
They're all anagrams of Katie Madnat,
Well, only one of them is.
What's an anagram?
but only one of them.
Yeah, yeah. So which one of these
where
really is
you-
an anagram?
Where you mix up the letters, Ollie,
Oh,
to create another
gosh.
word.
Oh, this is
Wow.
impossible.
Not all of these yourself.
Wow. So I did spend quite a lot of time on this. So let's not go through it too quickly. So it is actually attention, Adam, IKEA, which is like an email subject line. I love that. Only 2 people got that right. That is an anagram of Katie Madnat. Lots of people thought Aiden make tea would be, but no.
I forgot to vote. So
Well, let's
that's not
see
good.
who's on the leaderboard.
Wow. Well, Timbo and Charles were the only 2 who got that. Charles is, with an extra S, is in 2nd place, and in 1st place is Timbo. So that's very exciting. And Charles is also on the leaderboard with 0 points. So well
Just
done.
give yourself time because they're all quite close, but I promise you, only one of them is right. Who are we going for next?
Let's have a
Dunno.
look.
Which of these is an anagram of Charles Merritt? Litterer's March,
Oh.
Litrite Charmer, Mart's Richer Elm, or Richard Smells?
Ooh. Yeah, I think I've got it.
Imagine you sitting with like a notepad, Martin, just having the time of your life. Like, oh my
Oh,
God.
literally all afternoon.
Is that aimed at a specific Richard or?
No, absolutely.
No, of course not. Well, there's only one that has 2 T's. That's my. So yes, thank you.
Wow, you've
Good
done
job.
well there. That's not true because Litrite Charmer has 2 T's, but Litterer's March is the correct answer.
No, it
15
doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. It does.
Let's see how that's changed the leaderboard.
Ooh, well, Timbo is in 1st place, followed by Charles, a different Charles. Then Chloe Pepper, Crazy Monkey.
Crazy monkey.
is in 4th. It's very exciting, but Charles, you are in 2nd.
Can't anybody spell Amazon?
No, that's me. That's a joke.
Oh, it was you.
It's a
got
joke.
you.
I'm saying that this Amazon is far more ethical.
Oh, great.
Thank you. So, yeah.
Let's do another one. And would you believe it's Oliver Brown?
Oh,
Which of
gosh.
these is an anagram of Oliver Brown? Borrow Neville, Lowborn Viola, Billow River, or Born Levi Rowe?
Ooh.
I like the idea that's actually your real name.
What?
Levi Rowe.
Levi Rowe. I like that
You,
name.
as in you were born Levi Rowe.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Born. Okay. I get it. This is tricky.
It is
I
tricky.
think I've got this
I
one.
think I got this one.
Is
mean,
it
there's less letters.
yellow? No!
Oh, it's Born Levi Rowe.
I'm calling you
No.
Levi Rowe from now on.
I love that. Yeah, I'll
Levi
take
Rowe's
it.
your rapper name.
Yeah, no. Well,
Timbo's good at this.
he is on an answer streak.
Yeah, that's
This
my
is
little
impressive.
brother. That's my baby.
Oh.
Is it?
Well done, Tim.
Oh, look at that. Well, that is very exciting. And Mini Beggs is now in 2nd place.
And how old is
So-
your brother?
8.
Right.
And he's far
Wow.
better than me. This is awful.
Great to see a
Love
strong,
that
strong
game.
showing from C1 Man Show there, just representing the
Charles.
the
Charles
advert.
Contingent is always going to place on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
I've got a few more of these. They get better. Okay. Which of these is an anagram of Wendy Gregory?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so good.
Doreen Go Eggy, Dogwee Energy, Down Grey Gore, or Die Grey Wrong? Which of those is actually an anagram of Wendy Gregory?
Oh,
I think I've got this one as well.
yeah. I feel like we should.
I didn't realize what the picture was. I thought that was like a weird insult to Wendy. Like, let's
No.
make a picture of Wendy.
I've chosen a random picture every time.
Nope.
It's not related to
I-
the correct answer.
Blue. No.
Except this time it was. I really wanted it to be dog wee energy, but I couldn't quite.
Yeah.
So let's see what that's done to the scoreboard.
Gosh. Wow, well, Timbo is still in the lead, but Hand of Ollie has made it onto the leaderboard, much like he
Amazing.
made it onto the news. It's, yeah, very exciting. And Charles is back on the leaderboard, you'll be glad.
Charles is. I mean, there's a good chance of there being a Charles on the leaderboard at any time,
I
isn't
think
there?
this was the plan.
Okay.
And working.
Right, one more. No, not one more. There's a few more. Next one. Which of these is an anagram of Martin Saunders?
Ooh.
Samaritan dunce, narrates nudism, sternets sternum, or satin underarm.
Oh, gosh.
You all know what you want it to be.
Yeah, I know.
No, we don't. No, we definitely don't want it to be that.
People are taking their time. I love this. They're actually playing this.
This is so tricky. You can't Google this.
It really is the best nudism.
No!
Yes,
Wow.
it is, and I don't.
Oh,
No one's ever going to look at your name the same, Martin.
There you go.
Which
you
is
gotta be
strange as a
constantly
youth
making
league.
an anagram out of it.
I created this entire quiz through discovering that that was an anagram of my name.
Wow. Wow,
Timbo,
well,
Timbo, look at Timbo.
he is flying.
Smashing it.
Conspiracy theory there that Katie is a host, you know, maybe, suspicious, you know. But Mini Begsy's,
Not that quick.
yeah, and Mini Begsy's second, followed by Charles's still, so that's very exciting.
I see Charles VII is the highest guy. It does look like sort of a list of English kings.
I was just about to say that. Not happened
Uh,
yet.
2 more to go. Which of these is an anagram of, and I've gone for the full name here, Nicholas Rayner? Is it noisy analyzer, crayon inhaler, Chilean nose ray, or hair care nylons? I'd be happy if it's any of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was even christened Nicholas Rayner, actually, but it had to be for the purposes of this.
Ooh.
Let us know, Nick/Nicholas.
This is actually, yes,
It was hair care nylons.
hair
Okay,
care
nylon.
nylons. Wow, that is
That sounds like a product that could be our next Satellites merch.
yes. Timbo's still in the lead, but Hand of
go.
Ollie is in second
go.
place. It's brilliant.
I'm so impressed.
There's a chance we might not end up with any Charleses on the leaderboard, which will make me so happy.
That's not true.
Also, how's that possible when there's like literally half of the
Charles
people
Clan.
entered are
The
Charles?
Charleses people are not doing well.
Gosh.
Right, last one. It's a double pointer. It's
my
all
goodness.
on this, everyone. Anyone could win. Which of these is an anagram of, apologies in advance, Katie Cornish? Heroic actions, artichoke sin, Christians are okay, or hickey rash notes.
Oh my gosh.
No comment.
Gosh, this is.
Your face at the moment, Charles. I assume everyone's doing that right now. All around right now.
Oh my gosh, this is actually impossible.
Yeah, I think I've got it.
What do you think it is?
Yes! Yes!
Artichoke sin.
It's wonderful.
Oh my god.
And that was the anagrams quiz. So,
Wow.
Ollie, would you like to take us through the winners, please?
I would love to. Right.
Come
Well,
on, Jack.
in third place, with 5 out of 7, was Mini Begsy. Well done. In second place was Hand of Ollie. Yes, well done.
Oh.
And in first place with 7 out of 7 was Timbo.
Oh,
How?
Amazing.
That is amazing.
Oh, good.
I wish I could
Gosh.
say it's genetic, but it's really not.
Katie, We Love Katie was in 4th, I believe. So that is very exciting.
Were there any Charleses at all on that podium?
Not in the top 5, no.
That's
So-
amazing.
There was a chance who came 6th.
Well, it's not the podium.
That's
And
meaningless.
Gosh.
Oh, brilliant.
Wow.
Well done, guys.
Wow. Oh, well done. Well done, Timbo. Is Timbo really 8?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's amazing. That's an anagram gift. right there. Right, that's it. That concludes the quiz.
Yes.
Charles.
Great. Well, that's the quiz, and you didn't really give me much.
Well, it's
leeway
clearly
there.
the end of the quiz, and then you do the next
Okay,
bit
yeah.
every week.
Well, welcome to Alpha. Obviously, we've been doing Alpha. This is week 10 of Alpha.
Whoop.
So that means that we've got 2 more after this. As in, it's sad because we're coming towards the end, not because we've still got some to go. So we've got Alpha. We're excited. We've got Katie who's going to help us out on this one. And this week, it's all about evangelism. But before we get into that, let's just have some fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hello and welcome again to Satellites Does Alpha. My name's Charles.
I'm Martin.
You sure?
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking they know that, don't they? Because we've literally just handed over from us.
Yes. I don't know why we do this every week.
Well,
Now,
because when we started,
Well, we're going to tell it to you again anyway. My name's Charles.
my name's Martin.
And just like we told you our names, how do we tell each other about our faith? And that's really what we're going to be exploring this week. Did you like that segue
was
on
brilliant.
Rob? Thank you. Well, we're not actually going to talk about that right now.
No.
And to be honest, I don't really know what we're talking about because I'm not even hosting this week. It's you who's hosting.
But do we even make that explicit?
Not really, but
Okay, all right.
we'll make it explicit this week.
I want to talk about viral videos. And so, do you know, Charles, let's start here. Have you, and I feel like I already know the answer to this, have you ever gone viral?
I have gone viral in a couple of occasions in my life. The first one was my first ever YouTube video, which was called the Gamoo Song. And it was basically, there was an X Factor contestant called Gamoo, who I felt should have got through to the live shows, but wasn't. Cheryl Cole, or whatever she's called now, didn't put her through, and I was outraged. And so I wrote a song about it.
How old were you?
Ooh, old enough to know better. I was definitely like 14, I think.
And how viral are we talking?
I think it's got, and I could sound really precocious here, I think it's got 30,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
30,000 views.
Yeah.
That's super viral.
I mean, it's stupid.
How did you not retire off that?
I don't know. Well, because I couldn't monetize it because I used a copyrighted image. That's the sad thing.
Brilliant. I've never gone viral at all, despite spending a lifetime trying.
Yeah.
The closest I've got is I became a bit of a sensation in my office because someone filmed me and realised that I actually can't say, you know, that it's not salted caramel, but it's the other trendy food that's been around all the time recently. It comes from a pig and it's like extracted from a pig. Oh, that makes it sound terrible. I don't mean extracted. Do I mean extracted? So,
I don't know what
you know,
you
like
mean.
you've got pig meat. What's that called?
Pork?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you know that type of that's very fashionable now.
Pulled?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't
what?
say that.
Go on.
No, I can't.
Say it.
Pull. I can't say it.
Oh, that was better than I thought it was
No,
going to
I
be.
can't say it.
Okay.
I can't say it. Anyway, someone made a video of that and it went viral around our office, which is about as viral as I've ever gone. I feel like we're off the point. Now think about the videos that you share online. What is it that makes them shareable, do you think?
Like, if they cheer you up. I think one of my favourite viral videos is Chewbacca Mum.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was just so joyous.
Because
Like,
you just saw her, she was so happy. Seeing another human happy made you happy.
just stupidly happy. Yeah, and it made me happy. It made me, like, cry with happiness. Like, it was gorgeous to watch, right?
Okay, and so another reason you might share a video is if you think it has some information in it that would really benefit someone. So it might be, you know, oh wow, there's a big sale on somewhere, or it could be you are not going to believe which childhood franchise they've ruined by making a movie of it, Sonic the Hedgehog. And you might share that, you know, and then that goes a bit viral because the hedgehog is so bad. Right, here's the first question. What was the last viral video or meme which you saw that you just had to share?
So Martin and I were just chatting then and telling Katie that we both got haircuts, especially for that alpha, because I don't know if you noticed, maybe you did or not, but my hair was getting ridiculous by the last couple of episodes. So I needed a haircut, and we both went to Dexter's barbershop, which so just free advertising there, just in the hopes that we'll get a free haircut one day. Yep.
I got
Katie.
a discount. Charles, did you not get a discount?
I don't think I do. Awkward. Unless I don't realise that I've got a discount. No. I just tap away, you know. Katie, let's get back into the alpha mode. What was the last viral video meme thing that you've shared recently?
Well, I found this video. So I don't know, obviously, after Joe and Kamala won the election, there was this video that went around on her social media of when she called him, their first sort of phone call after, and she's standing there in sort of some random field and she's quite emotional on the phone. And I found a video of a guy who'd recreated it in his front garden, and he got her voice so perfect. It was hilarious. It was just this guy going, "Joe, you're going to be the next president of the United States." And it was perfect. So I sent that to a few politically involved friends.
Amazing. Right, Martin, have you shared a meme? I'm not going to lie, I was surprised you even knew what a meme was when we recorded that. Have you shared anything recently?
Yes, I do. I often do share the memes when they come on my phone. I see them appear, and there's a button, and you share it. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Great.
Sharing the memes.
Well, over to you guys. Have you sent? I realise this is quite a difficult one because memes and videos in their nature are quite visual. So I have no idea what this meme is. I like your cut, G.
Oh, that is a phenomenal. It's like a TikTok, and it's great.
Okay. No idea. I assume that's about my haircut or something.
Yeah.
The recent golf video where the golfer skins the ball over the water and gets a hole in one. Have you seen that? It's mad.
No.
He's across a lake. He hits the ball skims across the water onto the other side, and then manages to go into the hole.
Wow.
That is an amazing video. I got to share that.
Is that CGI'd?
No, that's real. That was in the Masters.
Wow.
Just recently. Yeah, amazing. Great. Well, we haven't had many. We haven't had many more.
Have we?
So let's just...
Have we shared the other link that we can give people to share anonymously?
Oh no, we haven't.
I don't think we did that, did we? So it's poll.ev /
Yeah, it's not even on the screen. Let me get that up for you.
Satellites Live.
Yes.
Poll.ev. If you're embarrassed about which memes you've been sharing, then you can do so confidentially at pollev.com /satellites live. But
we'll put that on the WhatsApp groups as well.
Yeah.
Great. Well, let's dive into the next bit then, shall we? Which is more fun and laughter and faith.
So today we're going to be talking about something which can feel a bit weird, talking about our faith with other people, which we sometimes call
evangelism.
Well done. Thank you, Charles. So I thought it would be good to start with some of the reasons why we don't share our faith. If we have a faith, why we don't share it with other people. Now, I realise some people watching this will not have a faith. Some people have a very new Christian faith, and some were doing okay until we told them about evangelism.
Yeah.
So what are some of the reasons why we don't share our faith, do you think?
I think because it isn't always popular. There's a lot of negative connotations with the Christian faith, unfortunately, through the history of the church and Christianity, which hasn't been good press. We haven't had good press.
We have had a bad press.
We have.
At times.
The best press we've had recently is the fact that we own the rights to Beyonce's Single Ladies as the Church of England, which blows my mind, but yeah.
Hang on, what?
Because the Church of England invests in things.
Yes.
We've invested in a company that copyrights music.
Yes.
And one of those songs is Beyonce's Single Ladies. So every time you listen to Beyonce's Single Ladies, the Church of England gets a little bit of money.
That's extraordinary.
It is, isn't it?
Some people think that faith should be private, don't they? So they think it should just be something between you and God. Of course, the slight flaw in that is that everybody who has ever become a Christian ever has presumably found out about it from someone. So it doesn't make much sense that faith should be private. I mean, another reason why people don't share their faith, surely, is just it's a bit scary.
Yeah.
Like, so let me ask you, Charles, have you had an experience of sharing your faith with someone else?
Yeah, a few times, like on a personal level, like to friends and trying to explain my faith to people, and it falling sort of on deaf ears, probably because of the negative experiences that they've had with Christianity. I've also had the most terrifying experience of sharing my faith was in prison. So when I was touring with Riding Lights Theatre Company, we'd go into prisons and we'd share our faith. And that was kind of scary, because you've got a load of prisoners staring at you.
That's much more scary than sharing your faith at school.
Yeah, I think so.
When you said the scariest place I've ever shared my faith is in prison, I think everybody was hoping for I did 6 months in HMP Belmarsh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I stole some Lego Disney figures and I paid for it.
And the other thing is, of course, people might just think we're weird. That's what we're scared of, really. But
Yes, we are.
People might just think we're weird if we start talking to them about God. And even if that's not true, it's definitely our perception of what people might feel. But obviously, we're not here to say there's lots of reasons why you shouldn't evangelize. We just want to recognize that. There's also loads of reasons why you should do it. Probably the biggest reason is that Jesus directly tells us to go and tell others. He says it frequently through the Gospels. Go and tell, that constantly appears. And then specifically in Matthew 28, what we call the Great Commission, he says, go, therefore go and make disciples of all nations. So there's this very clear command from Jesus. That's probably the best reason, isn't it?
I think so. And that last bit is literally before he ascends into heaven. It is literally his mic drop moment. He's if you're going to do anything off the back of this, go and tell disciples, boom, I'm off, and he goes. And I think that emphasizes how important it is. It's literally the last thing he says to us.
That's really good. Also, if we believe Jesus is really good news, then of course we'd want to tell our friends about him. So it's a bit like we talked about viral videos earlier on. If you found something amazing or you found out about something amazing, of course you would want your friends to hear about it. So sharing our faith is a bit like sharing a video or sharing a movie trailer or something. It's just a way of us passing on great news to our friends. And then probably the other really big thing is that we know from our own experience that there's all these awesome things that come from knowing Jesus, and we want those for our friends. If we care about our friends, we want them to experience the joy and the peace and the sense of purpose, and the sense of having your heart filled with love. I sound all a bit Disney there for a second, but that is the genuine sense sometimes that you have when you know Jesus, is this sense of love and being loved. The opportunity to feel kind of this grand sense of forgiveness that God gives us as well. And probably the biggest thing of all, Jesus offers us eternal life. And so when you know all those things are on offer and you love your friends, of course you sort of step past the embarrassment and all that stuff, and you decide you're going to tell your friends. So that's why we evangelize. And I think there are some pretty good reasons. So our next question for you, having heard those two sides of it, and you can be really honest, do you think it's okay to talk about our personal faith with other people? And maybe you could think about why or why not that's the case.
Right. Well, lots in there to think about and talk about. So, do you think it's okay to share your personal faith with other people? It's personal. So should we be sharing it? Katie, over to you first.
Yeah, I think you guys put it really well. Yeah, I think it's absolutely okay to be sharing it. So I think what we need to focus on more is how and when we share it. And so something that I like to do when I'm thinking about is this an opportunity where I could be sharing, is I'll just be praying the whole way through. So I'll be like, God, is this is this what you want me to do right now? Because sometimes actually he's like, this is not good timing, like just leave it. And I'll be like, please give me wisdom, please give me the right thing to say that will reach this person. And just kind of use common sense a little bit. If someone is, really worked up, or if they're just looking for an argument or something like that, then I think it's about us realizing why we're sharing rather than just sharing for the sake of sharing. So if someone's going to be in a position to receive it, then I think, it's absolutely fine and good. And like we said, Jesus asks us to share about our faith with other people.
Right. One person says, yes, it's okay. It should never be forced, but it can be really scary and you shouldn't have to. And do you find it easy or difficult, Katie, to share your faith with other people?
I think it depends. Sometimes when it's people that are really close to me, it can actually be a bit more difficult because you're really concerned about like your friendship with them, right? Or like your family relationship. But sometimes it does come really easily because when you love Jesus, it's hard not to talk about him.
Nice. Guys, we would love to know what you think about this, particularly because this is something that we often ask of you at Satellites and at various other groups. And we kind of say to you, guys, invite your friends, tell your friends about Jesus. And, we know that lots of you find that really difficult. So we'd love to know why. We'd love to know what you really think. You can use the anonymous. This is particularly a good week for the anonymous form. So go to polev.com/satellites live and you can... Ollie will not know who you are.
I have no idea, but we have had some answers in from people who I have no idea who they are, but they're great. I have one that says, only when it's appropriate, not ramming it down people's throats. You can best evangelize by being more like Jesus. I'm not really sure because as the name says, it's personal. It depends who you're sharing it with. And if you feel comfortable sharing it with them. So there's some wonderful answers there.
That's great. Another one that's coming on WhatsApp, just agreeing really with the previous one. It shouldn't be forced, otherwise they'll never understand or believe. It's a good idea when you're so excited you can't not share it, which is a bit of what Katie was saying as well. So, guys, again, we'd love you to kind of chip in on this now and during the next video as well. We'd love to know what you think, why particularly you find evangelism difficult or something that you might want to not do, as well as obviously we want to know about people who do love to evangelize and any stories that you have as well about times that you might have done that. Charles.
Great. Well, let's go back to us. I believe in this section we talk about how we can evangelize to other people. So write down some tips.
So in this section, we're going to talk about the different ways that we can tell people about Jesus. Have you got any kind of fun, off-the-wall ways of telling people about Jesus, Charles?
You could... Well, okay, here's an example. So obviously I did acting. So making plays, putting on... it's like a huge tradition in especially York, where I come from, called the Mystery Plays, where they used to take it on the back of a wagon with horses, and then they'd act out the gospel or the stories from the Bible in the back of wagons, and that's a way that you could do it.
What else?
You could throw a Bible at someone and say catch, and then when they caught it, you go it's yours, and then run away.
What else?
You could just shout Jesus in someone's face. I wouldn't recommend that one actually.
That's very good. You did very well on the spot there. So we're going to do some slightly more sensible. Love the drama one, obviously. But some other ways that you might want to share your faith. So the first way that we're going to talk about is not maybe the way you might expect, because it's really through our actions. Because people see what we believe through what we do and how we act far more than they hear what we believe through what we say. So our actions are really important. And so to explore this, we're going to hear now from a really amazing, seriously amazing Christian leader. Her name's Danielle Strickland, but actually when she met Jesus for the first time, she was in prison, she was a drug addict, and her life was going nowhere. So she tells a little story now about what it was like to have the Christian faith shared with her, not just in words, but in actions.
I was a crack addict in jail, in a lot of trouble, in a prison cell. And while I was there, a Salvation Army lady came to my jail cell just to kind of visit me. And I remember when I saw her coming, I was like, oh, great. Here comes the church and here comes a lecture and I should know better. And what am I doing with my life and all those sort of things. And she didn't say any of that thing. She just came in, wrapped her arms around me. She said, I love you. I mean, it was awkward because I was not wrapping my arms around her. Like, I was like hard-hearted. I was just like ticked off and drugged. I was high. And when she left, I remember the door closing, the clang of the prison door. And then God showed up in my cell. He did the same thing. He wrapped his arms around me and he whispered in my ear, I love you. And it was genuinely the first time I realized that God was for me and not against me, and that he wasn't mad or angry or distant or disappointed, and there is something something happened, and I can't even really describe it, except the best way that I can describe it is that somebody turned on a light. What I didn't know, which would change my life forever, was that God could use me to save someone else. When I connected those two things, just everything changed, because then I realized that this faith that I'm living is not just about me. I've been part of the Salvation Army for 22 years, and the founder of the Salvation Army is William and Catherine Booth, and part of his gospel message to the whole church, I think, was that Christianity is practical. So he used to say, you really can't preach to a man with an empty stomach, because good news, this good news of the gospel actually should be tangible. So I usually say to people who are beginning, what's in front of you to do? What are you passionate about? Who's around you? Do you even know? Sometimes the first step is just to find out. I know a 14-year-old kid who sat next at lunch to a kid whose family was filing for bankruptcy. And he was really, he didn't know that at the time, but he wasn't eating lunch. And so the 14-year-old kid just felt like he would share his lunch with him and just gave him his lunch every day. And, he'd come home from school just starving, and his mom's like, you're just nonstop eating. But what he was really doing was giving his lunch away every day to this kid, not asking any questions, not just shoving it across the thing and then having a conversation about the day. And eventually this kid confided in the 14-year-old and said, actually, this has been the hardest season of my life. And I've been thinking about taking my life, this has just been, and every day you show me that someone's looking out for me and someone cares about me. And so all that transpired with an awkward 14 boy at high school. Awkward. It's not a super cool kid, but just shoving his tray towards somebody who is alone. And he was able to pray with him and tell him more about how God loved him and would never leave him. Because if you can understand who you are, then that's the gospel, isn't it? This is the Jesus showing up in dark places saying, no, God hasn't forgotten you. It's not too late. You matter to the world because I designed you. I made you. I love you. I can free you. What do you need? That's the essence of the gospel. And it's beautiful.
Okay, so great video from Danielle. That's the first way that we can share our faith practically, through the way that we treat other people and the way that we act. The second way that we can tell others is through giving good reasons to believe in Jesus. So in the Bible, in 1 Peter 3, verse 15, Peter writes, always be prepared to give a reason for the hope that you have. And I think that's a really brilliant verse to remind us that we actually need to think through what we believe, so that when people ask us questions, we'll actually have an answer for them.
Yeah. True story, I think literally, it might have been last night or the night before I went to bed, I was having an imaginary sort of argument with someone about how I believed in God and why I believed in God. And I find myself doing that quite often. Do you do that? Do you ever sit in bed and kind of formulate an answer just in case someone comes at you?
Like a role play.
Yeah.
I imagine you role playing with, do you have any teddies? Yeah. So let's say, what teddy have you got? Let's just imagine the scene.
One of the aliens from Toy Story.
Okay, so you've got one of the aliens from Toy Story here. Mm. And then there's you on maybe sitting on your bed.
Yeah.
Talking to, you've kissed all the other teddies goodnight. And then you've got the alien from Toy Story. And then you have a conversation. And the alien from Toy Story says,
"Ooh, stranger from the outside." And then I say, Oh, I am a stranger from the outside, but so is Jesus. And Jesus said to welcome the stranger in. So I welcome you into my bedroom.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
No.
Anyway, we need to know what we believe in order to be able to answer questions. So actually, that's part of the reason why we're here as youth leaders. Like, if there's bits of the Christian faith that you don't understand or you haven't really got to grips with yet, ask us. We'd love to talk to you about it so that you can then be in a place to talk to your friends. Finally, and this is perhaps the most obvious way, we tell others about Jesus by offering an invitation. And one of the core invitations of the Christian faith, we see it over and over again. Again, it's an invitation of Jesus. It's this invitation of come and see. The Bible also talks about, taste and see that the Lord is good. And I think we have to try to make that invitation to the friends that we care about in a way that is not weird. Definitely don't say taste and see that the Lord is good as a sort of intro in a conversation. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I would imagine that would play badly.
Yeah, unless you had some like cross-shaped cookies or something.
We should totally do that.
Yeah. And that's a great way to evangelise.
We do that in Reigate High Street.
Food is a great way to evangelise.
Taste and see biscuits.
Yes.
Love it.
We could have our own shop.
We could have our own shop.
We're getting ahead now.
Anyway, the way we tell others is by making this invitation. And I don't know if you've ever done that, actually inviting a friend to explore Christian faith, to come on Alpha, to come to church, to come to Satellites. It is scary, but here's something that I've always found really helpful. And it was said to me by a really amazing evangelist called Rico Tice. And he said, remember, when you are saying to your friend, Jesus loves you, or you're saying to your friend, the Christian faith is real and you should try it, the Holy Spirit is the one who's actually there whispering in their ear, this is true, this is true, this is true. And it's the Spirit who changes hearts. When you share your faith with your friend, it's very unlikely you're going to persuade them to follow Jesus. But the thing is, when you make the invitation, that's when the Holy Spirit, in partnership with us, moves in that person's life. And we see amazing things happen. So you may well have had the experience of asking your friend, you're never thinking they'd ever say yes, to come to something. And actually you've found out that they've surprised you and said yes. Yes, I'm sure you made a great invitation, but it's because the Holy Spirit is there working alongside you. So here's the thing. We're going to ask you a really difficult question now, and because it requires a little bit of action. And the question is this: who could you tell about Jesus this week?
The little green alien from Toy Story.
So we're not looking for actual names, so please don't post Charles Dickens or something. I had to come up with a name, Martin, on the spot. Give me credit here.
You could, what? And that was the only thing you could think of. You had to come up with the name on the spot, and you came up with Charles Dickens.
Panicked, okay?
Oh, God.
I was about to come up with a real name, and I got scared. I know Charles Dickens is real.
This is a real name.
Very thin chance that anyone knows someone called Charles Dickens, so I felt like that was safe.
Love that you went for a famous Charles as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, someone's just come back with Bob. Now we know.
Gosh.
Guys, this is not what we wanted.
Don't say Bob.
Although, to be fair, someone has just said that they also evangelize to fake people. So it's not just me. I feel a little bit saner than I did earlier. So we don't need actual names, but just be thinking about who could you tell, like school friends. I don't know, if you go wrestling on a Thursday
Charles,
evening.
why can't you think on your feet?
Or you, I don't know, do badminton on a Saturday morning. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do.
Wrestling. There's a global pandemic going on. No one's doing wrestling.
Sports are exempt or something from the coronavirus, isn't it? I don't know. I don't really understand how this works. Katie, who could you tell about Jesus this week?
Well, I was thinking about this. I'm actually at a weird point in my life where there's not a lot of people around me who aren't Christians. But there are, sadly, a lot of people in my life who are kind of aware of the vague existence of God, but don't really have much of a personal relationship with him, and actually potentially don't really know a lot about his character. So I feel like in my conversations, I do try to bring up just the nature of Jesus, like what sort of a person he is, what sort of a God is, in the hopes that just they'll understand him a bit better, at least rethink maybe some of the things that they had assumed.
Do you guys have either of you ever tried telling a teacher about Jesus? Done that? Ever gone for that? It's sort of like
No.
breaking the fourth wall, isn't it?
But I know you have.
I have, yeah. It went very
Go
badly
on, tell
wrong.
it.
Well, I really built myself up to telling my rugby and form tutor, who was called Mr. Osborne, who was a very scary giant of a man, with a very deep, booming voice. And at the time was also, bizarrely, also the coach of the Zimbabwean national rugby team. It's a detail we didn't need. And...
Weird flex, but okay.
Okay, and I really built myself up. I was getting baptized and become a Christian. I was getting baptized, and I thought, this is what I've got to do. I've got to evangelize Mr. Osborne, because you get him, you get the whole Zimbabwean rugby team. So I went up to him and I absolutely like pooed my pants, like terrified about it.
That's not a good start.
Sir, I am getting baptized in church on Sunday night, and I know it's a weekend, but I would love it if you came along. And he looked me in the eye, and I'll never forget what he said to me. He just said, nope, that was it. And he just walked away.
It's not difficult to forget, though, is it?
That's like one of my inside-out core memories.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a
What colour is it?
Part of me died that day, always blue.
At least you gave it a try.
Oh, no! I don't know whether to be impressed that you knew a rugby word.
Yeah, yeah, true.
We've had a comment. Most of my friends used to be Christians and have decided not to be anymore, so they already understand a lot of it. So I just remind them every now and then that I am praying for them to come to faith, and then make sure I do actually pray. That's a good point. And then they always have a little reminder. I also evangelize to imaginary people, thank you, and I have imaginary debates when I argue both sides too.
Nice.
Wow. So either Charles isn't weird, or let's leave it there. Right? Have we had any polev.com replies?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
It says, sometimes it's just about not hiding your faith. Telling people you watch Satellites at school as an example and see where the conversation goes. Yeah,
That's great.
great
Very
answer.
good.
Nice this week. So good. Yeah, I can see that happening. Around
You
the
can
water
sort of
cooler.
you can share the link, can't you? You can sort of
Yeah.
send it to you and say, "Oh, I watched this thing with my friends. It's you might like it, or you might find it a bit weird. Don't watch the first half an hour. They're talking about birds and things."
Yeah.
But you know that is actually a good way of evangelizing to your friends.
And if you want to skip past all the quizzes and stuff, that we have been uploading the alpha videos just on their own. So if you wanted to do the alpha course with a friend, you could do that as well. We're going to jump in. We've got one last bit, and I don't know how long it is. So we'll jump into that, and then we'll come back in a bit.
Stall.
In a bit, we'll come back. We'll
Now.
we'll be back in a bit.
Charles, I did not know you could do that.
It's slightly painful.
I'm happy to say we will go now.
Finally, we just want to talk a little bit about the fact that evangelism is a really key value for us at Satellites. It's like one of our actual key values. Why do you think that is, Charles?
Well, I think we've talked about it, but like Jesus said to do it.
Yeah.
Also, like, don't we, as you was kind of saying earlier, like, don't we believe that this is good? Like, we believe that Jesus came so that we could have life to the fullest. And, you know, if you truly believe that, then you want that for other people. Like, I don't know, I look at people in my life and I think, I wonder where you'd be if you knew Christ. Like, I wonder what kind of person you'd be if you actually had a relationship with Jesus. And like, that's for me is really exciting, and that's why I tried my best to evangelize.
Yeah, brilliant. I think at Satellites, we honestly want to be a family, and at our best, there's a sense of belonging and togetherness and friendship at Satellites, which maybe we don't get in other parts of our lives. And so we really want to invite other people to be a part of that, because it's amazing. That sense of like being for each other and a safe space where you can be yourself and be with people who love you and will care for you. That's an amazing thing. Like, we are a family. We're actually part of God's like worldwide history spanning family, and we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. But why wouldn't we want to invite more people to join that? Because it's good. So it's a really key value for us, and that's how we want to think about evangelism. Really, it's how we want you to think about it as you think about approaching someone this week. We're really inviting someone to join our family. That's all it is. So so this week I want to set an extra challenge at the end. What? And I've already kind of set it up a little bit by asking, who could you tell? You've identified it in theory. This week, we want to invite you to tell someone about Jesus, demonstrate Jesus in your actions, or make a case for Jesus, as we've discussed, to someone in your family or a friend, and know as you do it that you have the Holy Spirit right beside you, working with you, doing, let's be honest, most of the work. That's our challenge. And we're going to do it too, aren't we, Charles?
Yeah.
Not to a cuddly toy.
Not to a cuddly toy.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Love that video. Amazing. Any more commitment than that?
I didn't know whether that was live or whether that was a thing.
No, this is on a thing.
Oh. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's great.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay, I'll see it when I edit it.
No, just lie.
Oh, right. That was so good.
Brilliant. Amazing, Danielle. Thank
No,
you.
don't. That was so forced.
So that's it. So we've given you a challenge. Go out, make disciples of all nations, and tell your friends.
That's not our challenge. Just to be.
No, that was Jesus gave that originally. I was just retelling it. I need to stop doing the weird sort of cool hand gestures that aren't cool. But we were just chatting whilst it was on. We got a comment about this idea that school and church are very different places, and we can feel very different in different places. And they've just added to it. I think no one really understands what being a Christian really is outside of church, the point. So it's really hard to explain. And someone's just added, yeah, I agree. It can be so hard to explain it properly without them thinking you're just crazy.
Yeah.
And I agree, because sometimes I think about elements of our faith and I go, that is crazy, but that is just weird to think that that's true. But obviously we do believe that it's true. So we've got 3 minutes left. Classic. Katie's here, so we'll just give it to her. Katie, how can we do that? How can we explain it to different sides? How can we, cross the divide between church and school and other life?
I think it's hard. I think it's really hard. I completely can empathise with that. I was actually, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I promise he hasn't paid me, but I was thinking about what I just read in the first chapter of Martin's book, which is just actually really clearly explaining, like, actually, what does it mean to be a Christian? With no fancy words and no kind of like Christian talk that no one really understands, but just really basically it is all centered around the person of Jesus and his life and kind of what we can glean from that. And I think it's hard to explain it to, especially like now when we're young people and we're all so caught up in our world and what's happening at our time of life that we don't think about actually the benefit of someone who lived 2,000 years ago and whether their existence can really impact us or impact reality. But it can, and it does, and I think it is what we're about. That's why we're called satellites. It's because we're realizing that our lives are not just about here and now, and they're not just about us, and they're not even just about our town or our school or our friendship group or our country or people who are of the same race as us or people who speak the same language as us. It's a much bigger picture, and the more that I think we can engage in conversations with our friends and with our classmates and with people in every area of our lives, realizing that the world is just bigger than us, then it's a little bit easier to get into the question of, okay, well, what is really the main point to it then? What is the storyline that runs all of the way through? And from there, it's very easy to just talk about Jesus in a simple way. Don't try to make it super complicated. We don't need to try to replicate one of Richard's sermons from a Sunday. We can just talk about Jesus and the kind of person he was. And if you don't have the answer, then you can go, I don't know actually, but why don't we look together? I'm sure that there's somewhere where we can read about it. So that's what I would encourage you guys to do. I hope that made sense.
That was amazing.
Wow. You actually don't need the book now because Casey's just given you a much better explanation of everything.
You're so bad at promoting yourself.
That was brilliant, and I would just encourage you guys, as we said on the film, we are a family. Like, God invites us into His family, and we've all experienced, like, if you've been part of Satellites for a while, hopefully you've experienced that sense of belonging and community and genuine, honest family that we have between us. And all evangelism is just inviting people that you love to join that family. That's it. It's just inviting other people to join God's amazing family. And it doesn't need to be any scarier than that. So we want to challenge you this week in whatever way you can. Just try and tell one person about your faith in some small way, and we promise you won't regret it. Katie, you've been wonderful. Would you mind praying for us as we close?
Of course. And thank you for having me. Oh, Lord Jesus, I just thank you so much for what a gift this is to me. This community, these wonderful young people, and of course our amazing leaders. I thank you, like Martin said, for this family, and I pray, Lord, that that we would all lean in more and want to belong more and create more of a community within ourselves. And as we feel that sense of belonging more, as we find our place in your family more, Lord, would you put it in our hearts, Lord, to be so excited and confident to invite other people to join as well. So I pray for these young people, especially as we've got people's names in our minds and the thought of who we could share with. I pray for courage. I pray for wisdom, that they will know the right words to share with people. And I pray that you will you'll be preparing those friends and those family members and those classmates' hearts, Lord, to receive that news. Thank you that your Holy Spirit does so much of the work for us. We love you, Jesus. Thank you that you're so kind. And thank you that you have invited us to join your family as well. What a gift that is. Pray your blessing on everyone for this week ahead. We love you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Katie. Thanks for joining us from Jerusalem. Wonderful.
Thank you, guys.
How exciting. Come back again and come
Love
back
you.
again as well. And thanks, Charles. Charles, it's been amazing that you've been here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.